Being in your 20s is being in your prime. But also being in your 20s mean the world is yours. All the fun, all the girls and all those parties, it's on full throttle. But history says otherwise. Sultan Mehmed II conquered Constantinople when he was 21.
Tonight,
Yes,
we will avenge them!
just 21.
The prophet said, "You shall conquer Constantinople." What a wonderful leader will her leader be. And what a wonderful army will that army be. Then we will use our hands and minds to forge a new age from the ashes. The red apple will be given to the faithful. Allahu Akbar!
Alexander the Great became king when he was 20.
You underestimated Alexander.
We are Persians. We do not cower. We do not panic.
I'm coming for you. And your throne.
If you look at history, there were men who used to rule their lands in their 20s. They became rich, rulers and conquerors. Unfortunately, modern world system is turning men in their 20s to limp noodle. But then again, there are men who took the history seriously and started to question things. They took risks, they went through pain, did hard work, and they conquered things. So let me ask you this. What do you think a man should do in his 20s? Is it all about the parties, the girls, and the fleeting highs? Or is it about building something meaningful, something that sets you up for life? While some are out chasing fun, others are making history. Mark Zuckerberg launched Facebook at 19 and became a billionaire by his mid-20s. You might think, well, he's one in a million. But think again. Even today, young people are achieving extraordinary success in their 20s. Take Austin Russell, for example. At just 25, he became the world's youngest self-made billionaire by founding Luminar Technologies, a company revolutionizing autonomous vehicle technology.
When you have to build something truly from the ground up, everything is a challenge. It's and not a trivial one.
Or consider Alexander Wang, who at 24 built Scale AI into a $7.3 billion company.
Scale AI is the data infrastructure for AI to power the most ambitious AI projects in the world. Every organization wants to implement AI, but oftentimes the biggest bottleneck in their way is being able to create really high quality data and data sets to power that AI. At Scale, we sort of view data.
These aren't just outliers. They're proof that your 20s can be a launch pad for greatness if you play your cards right. Here's the hard truth. While you're procrastinating or stuck in the cycle of instant gratification, others are making bold moves, taking risks, and setting themselves up for financial freedom. You don't have to invent the next Facebook or build a billion-dollar company. But if you're not taking the right steps now, you're wasting the most critical decade of your life. Start thinking differently. Develop a mindset that goes beyond the momentary thrill. Understand that while your friends are chasing quick dopamine hits, they're likely spending on things that won't add any value to their future. Ask yourself, if you hit the club tonight, how is that contributing to your long-term goals? The person you're spending money on, will they even be in your life 5 years from now? Are you building wealth by splurging on temporary pleasures? Or should you be investing in something that actually matters? In this video, I'm going to share 5 money moves you must make in your 20s. The practical, actionable steps that will set you apart from the crowd and help you create the future you've always dreamed of. If you're ready to stop watching from the sidelines and start playing the game, let's get into it. Here's the first step to getting on the right track. Create a budget. Commit to living by it no matter what. A budget lets you see exactly how much money is coming in and going out each month. And while setting one up might feel overwhelming at first, it's easier than you think. There are tons of apps and online tools that can do most of the heavy lifting for you. The beauty of a budget is that once it's in place, you're not starting from scratch every time. All you need to do is adjust it when your income or spending habits change. But here's the real challenge: sticking to it. A budget is only as good as your ability to follow through. Regularly check in to make sure you're not overspending or straying off course. If you share expenses with someone, let it be a roommate, partner, or friend, get them involved. Make sure everyone is on the same page, has access to the budget, and holds each other accountable. Remember, the choices you make today will shape your financial future. While your friends might be chasing temporary highs, you have the chance to create something meaningful and lasting. The question is, are you ready to take control? Start investing early. Most people in their 20s don't think about investing. They tell themselves, I'll start when I have more money, or I'll figure it out later. But what they don't realize is that time is their most valuable asset. The earlier you start investing, the longer your money has to grow, and that growth compounds over time, creating a snowball effect. Think of it as planting a tree. If you plant it today, it has years to grow taller, stronger, and bear more fruit. The same is true with investing. Even small amounts can grow significantly over time. For example, investing just $200 a month starting at 22 can grow to over $1 million by retirement, without you ever needing to become a millionaire in earnings. You never did this math until I told you, did you? Investing can seem intimidating. Stocks, funds, ETFs, it's a lot of jargon that can make anyone hesitate, but you don't need to be a Wall Street expert to get started. Begin with the basics. Index funds like the S&P 500 are an excellent starting point. They're simple, diversified, and historically, they've provided steady returns. Platforms like Robinhood, Acorns, or Wealthfront make it easier than ever to start. Some apps even round up your everyday purchases and invest the spare change for you. No matter how small you start, what's important is that you start. The earlier you plant the seed, the bigger the payoff will be. But let's not stop there. Once you get comfortable with basic investments, challenge yourself to learn more. Understand your risk tolerance, explore different asset classes, and create a balanced portfolio. Investing isn't just about money, it's about mindset. When you start thinking of your dollars as soldiers working for you, you'll see money in a completely different light. And don't fall into the trap of trying to time the market. Consistency beats perfection every time. A simple strategy like dollar cost averaging can protect you from the market's ups and downs while steadily growing your wealth. Remember, the best time to start investing was yesterday. The second best time is today. Don't let procrastination rob you of your future wealth. Build a high-income skill. If you're relying on a single source of income, especially an entry-level job, you're limiting your financial potential. The best way to take control of your financial future is by developing a high-income skill. What is a high-income skill? It's any skill that allows you to provide value to others in a way that commands a premium. Skills like coding, digital marketing, graphic design, sales, public speaking, or copywriting are some of the most sought after in today's economy. These skills not only pay well, but also give you flexibility and control over your career. Figure out which high-income skill makes the most sense for you. Research what skills are in demand. Look at job boards like LinkedIn or Indeed to see what employers are hiring for. For example, coding, digital marketing, sales, and copywriting are consistently sought after skills. Think about what excites you and aligns with your natural strengths. Are you creative, analytical, persuasive? Choose a skill that feels like a natural fit. For example, if you're tech savvy and enjoy problem solving, coding or data analysis might be ideal. If you're artistic, graphic design or video editing could be your niche. If you're great at communication, sales or public speaking might be for you. Find the overlap between what you enjoy, what you're good at, and what's in demand. Spend time researching, read industry blogs, watch interviews with professionals in the field, and ask mentors or friends for advice. The goal is to choose a skill that excites you and has the potential for long-term growth. Build an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable, and emergencies don't come with a warning. Whether it's a sudden medical bill, a car repair, or even the loss of a job, unexpected expenses can shake your financial stability to its core. That's why an emergency fund isn't just a nice to have, it's an absolute necessity. It's the safety net that protects you from going into debt or derailing your financial progress when life throws you a curveball. Start by setting a clear goal. Financial experts often recommend saving 3 to 6 months' worth of essential living expenses. Think of the must-haves: your rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, and any other non-negotiables in your life. If your monthly expenses add up to $2,000, your target emergency fund should be between $6,000 and $12,000. At first, this might feel overwhelming. You might even wonder, how can I save that much when I'm barely managing my expenses now? The answer lies in starting small. Set an initial milestone, like saving $1,000. This smaller goal is manageable and provides enough to handle minor emergencies, like a car repair or a medical bill. Once you've hit this target, you'll have the momentum to save more over time. The key to building an emergency fund is consistency. Automate your savings so that a portion of your paycheck goes directly into a dedicated emergency savings account each month. Even $50 or $100 per paycheck adds up quickly. Think about it. Saving just $100 a month means you'll have $1,200 by the end of the year. By automating this process, you remove the temptation to spend that money elsewhere. It's also important to keep your emergency fund separate from your regular savings. Open a dedicated high-yield savings account specifically for this purpose. High-yield accounts not only keep your money accessible, but also allow it to grow over time through interest. Plus, separating it ensures you're not tempted to dip into it for non-emergencies. Avoid linking this account to your debit card. It should be easy to access in a real emergency, but not so convenient that you end up using it impulsively. To free up more cash for your emergency fund, look for ways to cut back on unnecessary spending. Take a close look at your budget and identify expenses you can reduce or eliminate. Maybe you're spending too much on eating out, streaming subscriptions, or impulse buys. These small sacrifices can add up significantly when redirected toward your savings. Once your emergency fund starts growing, it's essential to protect it. Don't treat it as a general savings account or a fund for planned expenses like vacations. It's for emergencies only, the kinds of situations that threaten your financial stability. And if you ever need to use it, make replenishing it a top priority once you're back on your feet. Start small, stay consistent, and remember that every dollar you save brings you closer to a future where you're financially secure, no matter what life throws your way. It's not just about preparing for the worst, it's about setting yourself up for the best. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation happens when your spending increases as your income grows. It's tempting to upgrade your lifestyle with every pay raise, but this habit can trap you in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, no matter how much you earn. The more you let lifestyle inflation creep in, the harder it becomes to save, invest, or build wealth. Recognizing this tendency and actively working against it is one of the smartest financial decisions you can make in your 20s. A key strategy to avoid lifestyle inflation is to anchor your expenses to your needs, not your wants. Just because your income rises doesn't mean your living standards have to expand in tandem. If your current home, car, or other essentials are serving you well, stick with them. Upgrading for the sake of appearances or temporary convenience often adds unnecessary costs without bringing long-term satisfaction. When you receive a raise, bonus, or any increase in income, allocate a significant portion of it towards savings or investments instead of spending. For example, decide to save 50% of any new income while only allowing the remaining 50% to slightly enhance your lifestyle, such as paying off debts faster or boosting your emergency fund. This approach ensures your financial progress outpaces your expenses. Building a habit of financial discipline is essential. Establish a clear budget and stick to it, even as your income grows. Having a set amount allocated to discretionary spending can help curb impulsive decisions. Apps and tools can assist in monitoring your spending, making it easier to identify areas where lifestyle inflation might be sneaking in. Be intentional about purchases. Before making any big spending decision, ask yourself if it aligns with your long-term goals. Is this purchase truly adding value to your life, or is it driven by social pressure or fleeting desires? This mindset shift can help you focus on what truly matters, keeping your financial goals on track. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who value financial discipline. Being around people who prioritize saving, investing, and building wealth can influence your own habits positively. On the other hand, constantly being in an environment where spending is glorified can lead to unnecessary financial pressures. Cultivating gratitude is another powerful way to combat lifestyle inflation. When you focus on what you already have and the progress you're making, it becomes easier to resist the urge to overspend. Gratitude fosters contentment, which helps reduce the need for constant upgrades or material validation. Avoiding lifestyle inflation is not about depriving yourself, but about maintaining a balance between enjoying your present and securing your future. By being deliberate with your spending, saving, and investing, you'll create a financial foundation that allows you to build wealth without the burden of unnecessary expenses weighing you down. Your 20s are a unique time in your life, a decade where you have the energy, the time, and the freedom to take risks and build something incredible. But here's the thing, it's also a decade that can easily slip away if you're not intentional. You can either spend it chasing short-term highs or invest it in creating a life of freedom, impact, and wealth. The choice is yours. You don't have to be the next Alexander the Great or Mark Zuckerberg, but you do have to take action. Start small if you need to, but start now.